flight home. He goes, this will change your pickleball, this will change your career, this will prolong it. I think you need to go see it. I go, okay, I'll go change my ticket. So I changed my ticket, went up to Park City, did a demo in the training center there where Bodie Miller and Lindsey Vaughn and a bunch of people had been trained, and I got this burn that I'd never had in my arms. I had to get on a plane, so I didn't go that hard. But basically, I just got this burn, and I went, wow, what is that? Started researching it. You know, Kaatsu, kita ko daughter? It started in Japan called Kaatsu, which is basically the Japanese have been using for years. It's as a rehab for injuries, and Olympic athletes have been using it. And so I had heard of it when I lived in Japan, but I went, did the research, found out this is a great fitness opportunity as well. Well, these guys were on my heels. I needed a little edge in my fitness, so I said, I'm willing to try anything. I fly to Texas, meet Dr. Mike. I say, hey, I've been working out for 4 or 5 years. I'm in really good shape. Give me the best you got, because I'm really wanting to get to the next level. He worked me out for 20 minutes. We did 6 minutes of cardio, which I couldn't believe. I was exhausted after. 6 minute upper body, 6 minute lower body, and about 2-3 minutes of just sprinting around. And then the next day I called him and said, what did you do to me? I could not walk, I was so sore. I went, I don't get sore that often, but what happened? He said, you've never worked out that hard. I went, it was 20 minutes, what are you talking about? I work out for 45 or 50 or an hour. He goes, yeah, but your muscles have never been that depleted of oxygen to where they were that stressed and had to work that hard. I went, wow. I went to him the next day, I bought a set of bands, took them home, worked out for 5 weeks in my basement, 4 or 5 days a week, just like he said. Came back a month later.
How many minutes though, tell him that?
What?
You weren't working out for an hour, were you?
No, I was doing 15, 20 minute exercises. Just like he said, that's all I could do when I was going all out. I was thrashed. But I felt like I was getting stronger, so I go back to Texas, I go, hey, put me through the same workout you put me through a month ago or 5 weeks ago. He said, no. Why not? Because you're not the same guy. I'm gonna make it tougher for you. I went, all right. I thought it was tough the first time, but all right. So this time, instead of doing, 30 sets of these, I'm doing 30 sets of these. Instead of doing these, instead of doing regular lunges, I'm doing jump lunges. He's got me just, just a lot more intensive, right? So this time I barely crawl out of there again after 20 minutes of this, and calls me the next day. How you feeling? I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. He said, yeah, I am. He said, you're not sore and you're not tired. I said, how'd you know? He goes, because you're different. I've seen what you have become. You took it from here to here. I went, you're right. So since that time, I've never been sore one day in my life. I used to, after a full-on day of singles, 6-7 hours on the court, Deb's seen me out there. It's brutal. I used to just barely be able to get out of bed the next day. Now it's like I can play pickleball all day long the next day. So I really noticed a difference in nationals that year. This is 2018. At TOC, I'd beaten this guy like 11, 9, 12, 10. Barely won the gold medal. I played him at nationals. 3 months later, after using B3, I beat him 11-0, 11-4. The only thing that changed was my fitness. I felt like I was cheating because I was like walking a dog in the park, and after a long point, he was like this and could barely hang in there in the desert. 90 degrees at 3 in the afternoon, or 100, whatever it was. So I knew then this was something special that had not only given me the edge I was looking for, but had taken me from really good shape to elite level. Whole different world. And my body, just like when I moved from Japan to Colorado Springs 16 years ago, responded to the new stimulus. I couldn't run when I first tried to run in Colorado. After 6 months, I couldn't even tell I was in Colorado. My VO2 max had increased. I was stronger, my lung capacity, and my body adapted. What B3 has done for me, it's helped my cardio and my muscles adapt the same way Colorado did for my lungs. So now at 59, I can honestly look you in the face and say, I am in the best shape of my entire life, right? And I work at it because I believe champions are made off the court, but it is amazing to feel this good, you know, and there is life, I'm pretty convinced, after 60. So I'm going to be the first ever, mark my words, next year at 60 and above to win a senior pro tournament. All right, I just played the US Open. I won both gold in mixed doubles and men's doubles, and last month in Atlanta won mixed and got a stupid silver in men's doubles, but that's another story. Anyway, so that's probably enough of my pickleball journey in B3.